Welcome to my continued commentary for God of War on the hardest difficulty setting. I start off here with trying to land a hard charged axe strike on the first enemy that appears. I figured I'd try to get in some heavy damage to start off the fight. So I just keep trying until I get one to land. You know, why not? Get in a little hard hit. Does some nice damage. And yeah, after the fight that you just beat, which was quite a bit harder than this fight, you shouldn't have too much problem with this. It may take some tries, but the previous fight I thought was much harder. So you can use a lot of the same strategies of just throwing the axe from a distance to wear down the health bars. I do sometimes throw the axe at this guy whenever he's holding Atreus. You know, either just hit him or throw the axe at him so he drops the kid. I don't know what happens if you let him keep the kid. I'm assuming that you might lose the game because I saw a health bar counting down, so I didn't want to take the chance. And I use a lot of distance tactics, you know, with the axe on this fight. Yesterday, I just didn't have the energy to finish this. After playing for about 2 hours, I was starting to play kind of slow, so I just wasn't as amped up yesterday by the time I got to this. So I played today, and I beat it maybe on my second try. So yeah, it was much easier for me with a little bit of energy. And not nearly as hard as yesterday, the encounter before this yesterday, which was quite hard. So now, yeah, you have a lot of enemies to deal with here. Now you have 4 enemies, and 2 of them are hard enemies that take a lot of hits. So yeah, I used an R2 launcher to get the guys in the air, and then I used the regular hits to get some extra damage on that big guy. And I just used it. Previously, I used that charged axe swing to take off a lot of the health of that smaller, weaker enemy, so that was useful. I'd say when you can get that in, try to get it in. Also, by this point, you should have enough XP to upgrade and get all the available moves. So make sure you do that and get that charge. That charge shot is great. So I definitely recommend getting that. It is dangerous to try to use it frequently, but I try to get it in occasionally now that I have it. It's a very useful move. So yeah, it does get intense though. This was a hard fight though. Definitely not easy. But things are about to get a lot worse. Well, at least after this video, I still have to beat the next segment after the. You know, there's a few more segments I beat here in this video, but there's a really hard segment that I haven't beat yet. So that'll probably be the next video. Yeah, so you should also have your rage at some point. I'd suggest using that to beat the shit out of one of the bigger enemies, because those are the ones that are going to be the most problematic. And the benefit, of course, to using your rage mode is that it regenerates your health. So use it when your health is getting low. And also, of course, you're invincible, or nearly invincible for a while, and you can do a lot of damage to a stronger enemy. So focus on one of the larger, stronger enemies, I would say, with it, and get some of your health back. And then I just continue the tactic of just keeping my distance and playing it safe. You know, and I'll hit these guys occasionally so they drop the kid. And yeah, so I mean, this definitely wasn't a flashy fight, but it didn't need to be. I mean, you don't have to do anything fancy here. It still does take, you know, it'll still take a lot of, you know, skill overall. You still have to maneuver well and keep your distance because there's still a lot of guys to manage. So either way, this mode is going to challenge. You know, it's going to challenge you either way. But this is not one of the harder fights. Things are going to get pretty bad in the probably by the next video. There's going to be some hard shit. But after this, there will be a fight against an enemy that can be very hard. But luckily, the enemy is alone, and I just exploit it with axe throws, and it only took me a few tries. It wasn't bad. So you'll see that. It may not be the most exciting thing, but it will work. But it's not going to work for the next encounter, which is going to be one of those floating enemies. And on top of that, there's going to be a bunch of other enemies to deal with. So that's going to be very fucking hard. That may take me a while to beat. I don't know how much trouble it's going to give me yet, because I've only tried it maybe like once. But I figured I would, I can only record for an hour at a time on the PS4 console, so that's why some of these clips are only 7 or 10 minutes, because it's just whatever I was able to beat in that time. This was about 35 minutes of playing, 35 minutes. It took me to get as far as you see in the video. So I didn't record for the full hour, but I guess I felt like taking a little food break. I want to play some more today after this, try to get a little farther. I'll see if I can even beat the next checkpoint today. And then I'll get on to some more fucking relaxing and easier going games. You know, after a few hours of this, it definitely takes a toll. But I'm enjoying it overall. Now with this enemy, this is a hard enemy, but all you have to do, in this case, it's not a hard fight because all you got to do is keep your distance. There's only one of them, so... You know, let Atreus distract them. Use your arrows a lot from Atreus to stun him, so because it's very hard to hit him with the axe unless he's stunned. The axe throws don't seem to land otherwise, or they land very rarely. So, you know, use the stuns and just keep throwing the axe at him. Dodge to the side when he throws out one of his waves. I think you can block them as well, but I usually try. I'll block and roll. You know, I'll mix it up just to try to, depending on if I have enough time to dodge. Sometimes I'll block it, sometimes I'll roll. But, yeah, there's not much to it. It shouldn't take you too long to kill this enemy. But, you know, coming up next, or very soon, is going to be this enemy plus a bunch of other enemies. So that's going to be, you know, that's going to be a hard fucking fight. And I haven't figured out, I haven't gotten a strategy or figured that out yet. I only tried it like once, but I could tell it's going to be fucking hard. And I watched videos, so I saw a video on the amount of enemies to expect, and there's a lot. So here I decided, actually there's going to be a surprise enemy. It's very easy. It's one enemy. It's one very easy enemy. So, you know, there's not going to be anything to explain with this because you've fought a lot of these guys by this point. But yeah, that charge attack is great. You see it took a huge chunk of the enemy's health. It's great when you have a chance to use it. And when enemies are approaching you, you can charge it up if you're not surrounded and hope that it'll land on a guy too, you know. And that's what I did with that in the beginning of this video. Yeah, so I decided, I think I'm gonna show when I find these apples. I'll probably, if it doesn't take me too long, I'll probably show where I got them at. This is a very easy one of these puzzles, so it didn't take long to get. I didn't show the first apple item that I got that extends your health bar when you collect 3 because it's right in the beginning of the game. You can't really miss it. But I think I will show these in the future video when I find them. Because, I mean, it is important to know where these are for this mode. Even though this series is mainly going to be focused on combat, I guess there's certain other things that I'll show that are useful, you know. And yeah, that's pretty much, after I get this item, that's pretty much all this video is going to be showing. Because like I said, that was 35 minutes of recording. And that's all the progress I made in that time. So that's why some of these videos are going to be short. I don't know how to combine videos yet. It's something I'm going to have to learn how to do eventually. Because it's kind of ridiculous making these little short videos, but bear with me for now, and I hope that you enjoy these videos, and I'm going to work on trying to beat the next few segments soon, so stay tuned.